Hello guys, welcome to Tutorly. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to remove backgrounds the best way in Affinity. By the end, you'll have a clean, non-destructive cutout ready to drop onto any background without leaving fringing or rough edges behind. Removing backgrounds is one of the most common tasks in photo editing. Whether you're creating product images, social media graphics, thumbnails, or creative designs, having a clean cutout can make your final project look much more professional. In this tutorial, we'll use a non-destructive workflow, which means your original image stays protected and you can make changes later without permanently damaging your photo. Start by opening your Affinity app and launching a new document or workspace. Then open the image you want to work with. If it's a high-resolution photo, give it a second to load fully so your tools respond smoothly. Working with large images can require more processing power, so allowing the image to load completely helps prevent lag while making detailed selections. It helps to zoom in a little before you begin, especially if your subject has detailed edges like hair, fabric, or foliage. Zooming in gives you better control over small details and helps you avoid rough edges that can make the cutout look unnatural. Next, select the Selection Brush tool. This is your primary tool for defining what should stay and what should go. In the Context toolbar, set the mode to Add so each stroke builds your selection. The Add mode allows you to gradually cover the entire subject instead of trying to make one perfect selection in a single step. This is especially useful for complex objects with uneven shapes. If you accidentally include background, switch to Subtract or hold the appropriate modifier while brushing to remove areas from the selection. This adjustment gives you better control and allows you to correct mistakes quickly without restarting the entire selection. Adjust the brush size in pixels according to your preference and the level of detail. Larger brushes are great for broad areas. Smaller brushes help you trace edges with precision. A slightly softer brush can blend along irregular edges. A harder brush stays tight on clean geometric lines. Choosing the right brush size makes a big difference. For example, when selecting the main body of an object, a larger brush saves time, but around areas like hair or detailed edges, a smaller brush creates a much cleaner result. Work slowly with short strokes so the selection updates accurately, and keep an eye on the marching ants to verify coverage. The moving dotted outline, often called marching ants, shows which areas are currently selected. Checking this regularly helps make sure you are selecting the correct parts of your image. Now paint over the object you want to keep. Move methodically around the subject's outline, then fill in the interior. For tricky sections like semi-transparent edges, make smaller strokes and approach the border from the inside outward. Areas like hair, smoke, glass, or soft fabric can be more challenging because they contain fine details and transparency. Taking extra time in these areas will improve the final result. If you overshoot, immediately subtract that part so the selection remains crisp. Small corrections during the selection process are much easier than trying to fix major problems later. Once you're happy with the selection, click the Mask option. This applies a non-destructive layer mask that hides the background while preserving your original pixels. A layer mask is better than deleting the background because you can always edit the mask later. If you remove too much or need to bring back part of the image, you can simply adjust the mask instead of starting again. You should now see your subject isolated, typically with a transparent checkerboard behind it. The transparent checkerboard indicates that the background has been removed, and the empty area is ready for another image, color, or design element. If you notice tiny imperfections, remember that masks are editable, so you can refine later without starting over. With the mask in place, click the Pixel option at the top to access pixel-based controls. Then choose Pixel Selection. This converts the visible pixels of your mask subject into an active selection, which is useful for precise edits or for confirming your cutout's boundaries match the masked area perfectly. This step is helpful when you want to apply additional edits only to the isolated subject, such as adjusting colors, adding effects, or making detailed changes. Finally, click Deselect to clear the active selection and prevent accidental changes. That's it! Your background is removed cleanly, your subject is safely masked, and you're ready to place it on new designs, composites, or layouts with confidence. You can now use your cutout for product designs, marketing materials, creative artwork, or any project where you need a clean and professional subject separation. By keeping your workflow non-destructive, you can continue improving your design whenever needed.